This week's parsha is Parshas Pנחas. It's a continuation from last week's parsha, the story with Pנחas that he was Mekanel Hashem after the Midyanim and the Mayavim were Machshel Kal Yisrael with Tznos. It says in the pasuk last week's parsha, Vayitzomed Yisrael Baal Pa'or V'yicher Af Hashem Yisrael. Kal Yisrael did in the Avodah Zarah Baal Pa'or. Through was Nus, through that the Moyavim said that if you want to do Nus with us, you have to we do the Avodah Zarah of Baal Pa'or. They enticed them before, and the Eibush got very angry. And then what happened was that V'hinei ish mibnei Yisrael, someone from Bnei Yisrael, Ba came v'yakrev el achav. He got close to his brothers. He brought to his brothers Esamedyonis, a woman from Midian. Le'ini Moshe, le'ini called Asis, in Yisrael, from Moshe, and from the all Kal Yisrael. V'hem boichem Pesach Oil Moed, and they were crying in Pesach Oil Moed. V'ya Pנחas ben Elazar ben Aharon HaKohen. Pנחas, the son of Elazar, the son of Aharon HaKohen, saw. He stood up in front of everyone. He took a spear. He came to that person from Yisrael in the where he took this midyanis, and he killed them both. This person and this woman. Yisrael, and the Hageifa stopped from Bnei Yisrael. 24,000 people died in Hageifa. What's going on over here? The story was that, as it says in this week's parasha, that this Ish Yisrael was Zimri ben Soli, Nasi Beis Av Lushamayni, who's one of the oldest Na'sim, maybe the oldest Nasi, maybe 130 years old if I'm not mistaken. He took Kozbi Bas Tzir, Rish Imais Beis Av Midyan, in front of Moshe Rabbeinu, and he said, "Is this mutter? Is this woman mutter?" So Moshe said, "No." So he said, "Who's matter you? Your wife?" He went and he was mizana with her in front of everyone in the oil, where I guess the oil was in their premises over there. And when he was in the oil, in the tent, Pנחas came and he killed them both. So it says in this week's parasha, Hashem told Moshe, say like this, Pנחas ben Elazar Aharon HaKohen, Heshav is Chamasim Ba'al Bnei Yisrael. Pנחas ben Elazar Aharon HaKohen took away, he stopped my anger between the Yidden. Bekana yes kinosi, when he was mekana my kina within them. I did not kill Bnei Yisrael in my kina. Tell them, Hini knows le bris shalom, but le zar achrav bris kis khanam kina. So them tachas shkin le kov ve chapel Bnei Yisrael. Fine. That's the Maisa. The last week's parasha. This week's parasha was Zeichet all the brachas to Kahuna and bris shalom from the Eibishter. What was the schus and what schus? Because he was mekana Hashem's kina. Tachas asher kina lalekov. From this Gemara, from this pasukim, the Gemara learns out the halacha of kanoim poikiboy. Gemara in Hedron says, it says the Biאה Pנחas ben Elazar. It says last week's parasha that Pנחas ben Elazar saw while Zimri ben Soli took Kazi Bas Tzir. In fact, the Gemara Maro, what did he see? Omarav Ro Ma'asev in Niska Halacha. He saw the story what happened and he remembered Halacha. He said, Amaloi Achi Avi Abba, Achi Avi Abba, the great uncle. In front of everyone, he said, "Didn't you tell me when you came down from Har Sinai, haboil asar kutas kanon plugin by the song that's boil akutas goita kanoin is pagay boy could kill him." So Roshman said, "You're correct. We forgot it." Crying the ignorance of the Ida Pavanka, the one who who read the letter, he should be the shliach basically, you the one that remember this halacha, so take it into your own hands. You should be the one that says. So what's this halacha? Kanoin pagin bay. Now there's a shayla halacha over here. Why? How could it be that kanoin is allowed to kill a person that's boiler amis? L'chayre ein anshin elon kemazirin. You can't be manish anyone unless you mazir him. You can't kill someone if you didn't have someone told him that it's not awesome. The halacha of kanon pagin bay is before anyone told him that it's wrong. Or mazir him that you're not allowed to do what you're doing. That is the halacha. What the achronim ask. What is pshat? The kanon pagin bay. The hadin kanon pagin is even if you weren't mazir him. How could that be? You can't be ma'anish anyone unless you warn him. And Yaakov Moshe Chalaf says like this. In that time, Shehi Mizdavik Baramis, that he connects himself to a goita, Moitzi Atzma Miklal Yisrael, Bnei Yisrael. He takes himself out of Bnei Yisrael. V'nechnes l'klal b'nei noyach, and he goes into klal b'nei noyach. Shehazarosam zim yisasam. That the hazara from the Torah is the misa. Meaning to say that a goy doesn't need to have you don't have to tell a goy that it's also to do. He can be nenesh even without hazara. So he says that the din of kanon pagin bay is the ficha kanon pagin bay because b'shas ma'isi is din goy, and by goy there's no halacha that you're not allowed to kill him before you mazar him. There's no din hazara. The din Torah itself is the hazara that he gets. Before he does the ma'isi, you have to tell him it's aser. Before he kills someone, you have to tell him you do something that's aser. It's not enough that this is a Torah. By goy, the hazara from the Torah alone is what is considered the hazara for the ma'aseh he's doing. So he says that because, so what's the word? Nachamal? That because b'shas biya he gets a din goy. He's yotzei miklal Yisrael. He says V'agam da'achar gemar biya miyad, even though right after the gemar biya, he choyzel Yisrael, he turns back to Yisrael. V'yesh lo tikkun b'chol, and he still has a tikkun, he was sakin the chet that he did. B'chol zeis ba'oisa shor, that second, ba'oisa man atzmai, she sheichi b'ma, at that time that he sleeps with her, lays with her, he b'b'chinas goy, he's considered a goy. Shahazaros azim esaseh. That is the word over here from Yaakov Moshe Chalaf. And the same thing in Klei Chemda, this week's parasha, says Shemachnes bris kodesh makom tuma, that at the time that he's machnes his bris kodesh in the tumah place, it means in the goita, v'davik b'tuma, and he's davik in the tumah, harei kemoyel mamish, he gets the din of the goita. V'lechein leitzoyach asra, he doesn't need asra klal. If the MS nirish is in the kanon pagin boy, that's the side of the kanon pagin boy, the hacha. The hirak b'shas ma'aseh, it's only the time of the ma'aseh itself. Once he goes away, he's not a baktala. The in kano the shaloyah kedusha b'rishas tumah. The din of kano is they're not to leave the kedusha in the tumah. The kol's man, the yid is within the gaita. You're leaving the kedusha in the tumah. That you're not allowed to do. Only when he's mamash davik and mechuba to the tumah. So, what does he say? That b'shas biya he has a din of her mamash. He has a din goy. So mele is no din that you have to have a straw. With this, I think you're going to understand another pasuk in the Torah. A couple of pasukim. It says in Isha, in a woman, that a man sleeps with him, Yishka v'isha isa, Shichva zera, he's moitzi Shichva zera, and her v'rochatzi v'mayim. She should be toivel in the mikveh, v'tomi ad erev, they should be toivel in the mikveh, and should be toivel in the night. and this should be tameh until night. Sakrashi. What's the upshot that she has to be toivel? He was moitzah zera, so there's a halacha that she becomes tameh when he's moitzah zera. What's the halacha? Why is she mechuyev to be toivel? What did she do that's mechayev her tefillah? Zakrashi v'chatzi mayim gzeres melachi shetitma isha b'biyah. The gzer from the Devarim Shalom is that the isha should become tameh with it when there's a biah. Ain't a tameh should be negay b'shechva zera. Yeah, when someone touches shechva zera, there's a law that he becomes tameh. Can't catch him. But why is he mechuyev in tefillah? This is the shechva zera over here is based on hasarim. It's in the woman's body. If it's in the woman's body, it's not matama. The din of shechva zera, any tumah is matama, is only the outside of the body. But when it's in the body, over here it's within the vagina. That's not matama. It's maga based on hasarim. So it can't tell me that tumah is because of negia b'tumah. So what's the why is she telling me? Zeres hamelach, zeres hakasef. Same thing, over there a few psukim later it says, Isha kesiya zava dam, when a woman sees dam nidus, yeh zayva b'bsara, shivas yom tibin edasa, she should be tameh 7 days. When Isha says dam nida, chalal gerba, yitma orav, anyone that touches a nida, she will be tameh until night. Im shachav yishka, is chas shalom, so on, sleeps with her. V'tini disa olav, he also gets a din nida. He gets tameh 7 days. Anything that he sleeps on becomes tameh. So what's this halacha? That if the man is chas shalom boil nida, he gets the din of a nida that's tameh 7 days. What do we see over here? So it's seemingly from these psukim is the same halacha of the din of kanon poigim boy. That the Achronim is saying that the reason why there's no din hasra for a yid that's boil a guy is because b'shas ma'aseh he gets a din of the nival, the one who's being boiled, and the same thing goes both ways. Meaning to say that and that's the chayid yisod why the isha becomes tameh by shechva zera. Rashi says gzeres hamelach. The havana this gzeres hakasav. The agdar this gzeres hakasav is that when he's being boiler, he becomes tameh shechva zera because he's doing biah and he's mitzvah shechva zera, so he becomes tameh. He's also to touch kachim. Now, there's a biah, and Shas biah, this is happening. This is transpiring. Shas biah. Shas biah, they're like one. They have the din of one person, and if the Shas biah, they have a din of one person. She also becomes tameh shechva zera. And the same thing is by biah nida. Chas v'shalom, someone's a boil on nida. He gets a din nida that he's tameh 7 days. What's the havana of the halacha? We're not saying time in the Kra. But the halacha, based on what we're saying, is that he ois b'shas nida, they become one. So that if they become one, he gets a din tumas nida mamish. He becomes a nida. He has to have a shivas nikiyim. That's what the Torah is saying. That the biah makes it one, and that's why a boil aramis has a din goy, a boil nida gets a din nida, and a nival. So too, and later becomes nival. Not only the man becomes a din nida, man becomes a din goy. The lady also gets a din from the husband. That if he's tameh shechva zera, she also becomes shechva zera. We see over here moed gezach. We see that in halacha it says in the pasuk in Bereshis, it says al kan yazav ishas over v'asimoy v'davik v'ishta v'hoyle basar echad. That a person should leave go of his mother's father's home, and he should be davik to his wife. He should become basar echad. These words v'hoyle basar echad is mamish halacha l'maisa. It's mamish halacha l'maisa. They become one. They become one. They become one. Ladina, the Torah is Mischasha that has it in one. Rashi, I just reminded myself that Rashi in Masechus Sanhedrin says, the Gemara Sanhedrin says that if someone is boil a guy is boil another guy shloikadakai a ishasish, is it's shloik kedarka. Let's say he does it through the back or something. He is not chayv misa. Doesn't have a din a BSA shasish if it's not kederich. It's not the Gemara why because it says v'hoy labasa echad. Only when it becomes one. Look at Rashi. That when it's done shloik kedarka, that there's missing hana in the biya. Rashi says the only kedarka is shinehena. And if she's not in the henna, she's not medabik b'hem. She doesn't become one. She has to become one. In a case that doesn't become one, then it's not considered a biya. So that's why shaloi kederech a biya from the behind would not be another halacha that it wouldn't be a din eishas ish. Technically, it would be a biya. Halacha would be a biya. Just what? Because this doesn't form a oneness. There's no hana over here for the woman, and she doesn't give herself up. She doesn't feel warm with her husband. It's not considered the hoy lebasar echad. So that's not considered to be a seish. What do we see from all this? First, we see a ma'id gezach. What is ishus? What is intimacy? Intimacy is supposed to be one. Halachic, it's supposed to be one. It makes you one. B'shas ha'maisa, there's no stronger connection in this world than biya. Hashem created the biya to make one. He wanted there should be one between husband and wife. He didn't want there should be just go their own ways. That's the difference between all the Rishonim, Ramban, all the Rishonim explain that the reason why Hashem created the man and woman to be one in the beginning, then He took her from the bones, because that's the difference between a behemoth and a person. A behemoth, la'acha biya, has no connection with her husband, with the nival. The boil and the nival by behemoth have no connection. They each go their own way. But because a man and woman were one, so now the biya ignites that fire, and now they're connected for always. Hashem wanted that the husband and wife should be one. They should be one mamash. And that is only through biya. Biya is the only koyach and only power to transform a relationship of a oneness. But it has also can have damaging effects. Someone that's boil a goita, it can have a tremendous effect, unappropriate effect. Someone that's goil a nida, it has a tremendous negative effect. You become one with a nida, you become a nida yourself. And that is the halacha of boil aramis, and that is the halacha we should all use it. This ma'ila Hashem gave, this tool Hashem gave us, we should all use it appropriately, and Hashem be masha shchinasei between us and our wives, and we should build a helig Yiddish and a beautiful, lovely family called.